Hope you're having a good day today. I just wanted to jump on here and briefly explain why it's so important to heal all your emotional scars. And for me, I work in pictures. I'm not very good with words, but I see things in pictures and I can explain things for myself in pictures. So I'm going to try to do that for you today and hopefully get some value out of this. Here's my trusty whiteboard. So I just want to show here is where we're born, and this red line that goes up here is our true path, our soul path. And we start here, and then as we go through life as a child, in our childhood years, we get scars. So let's just say here something happened and our parents growled at us or crossed with us or something as kids. We subconsciously don't want to feel it. We don't want to feel that pain. So subconsciously, we create a program to avoid that, and we change our way of behaving and we go a little bit off course. But because we haven't dealt with that situation, we've stuffed the emotion down. We've gathered a little bit of energy, we've stored that in our body, and now our trajectory is this way. We're off track, and we go again, and something else happens, another incident in our life that we can't handle emotionally. So we stuff the emotion down, and we write another subconscious program saying don't operate that way, that's going to bring you more pain. So we keep changing our course, but you can see each time we just gather the energy, we've stuffed that emotional energy, and we keep going, keep on the same path. It's all subconscious. We're not consciously making choices. We're just trying to avoid pain and go for pleasure. It's got nothing to do with us, our true path or our true identity or true essence or purpose for being here. It's just all about avoiding pain. And as we go through life, we just keep going up, and each time we gather new energy in our system, well, we trap the energy, we store it and push it down. That bit of energy gathers in our energy system and weighs us down again. And you can see what happens is life still goes up, it's still okay, and through our teenage years and mid-20s and whatever, we're still having fun, we're full of emotional scars, but we deal with them and we carry on. But as we get further through our life, this energy becomes bigger and bigger, and it actually starts weighing down. We have so many subconscious programs now that are pulling us off our true path that we end up with this massive weight of energy, and this is when we have a meltdown or a crisis or a midlife crisis. Marriages fall apart and divorce, and that's where I was, on the brink of divorce here. But you can see how you can't get rid of energy if you don't deal with it. It's still in your system. You have to deal with it and you have to heal from it. Say at this point, if you decided, okay, I'm going to change my way of behaving and I'm just not going to react that way anymore, but I'm not going to deal with the stuff that's inside of me, you may be able to flatline your life at that point and just carry on. You'll feel dull, but things might not get worse, but you'll feel dull. You'll still be operating out of all of this stuff that you've collected is still running your subconscious. So even though you're not creating any more pain, you're still basically living in fear of triggering all of this stuff. That's how you're living your life, trying to avoid triggering all that energy, all that emotion stored in your body. So you're controlling people, you get frustrated with people, angry with people, annoyed when the situation doesn't go your way, because when the situation doesn't go your way or something, it's triggering this energy here. So the only way to freedom is to realize this, and that's when you start to wake up that, hang on, I'm full of issues and problems here, and again, they're not your fault. You've done this all subconsciously just to avoid pain. You're not a bad person, you're not broken, there's nothing wrong with you. You just haven't learned the skills to release that energy and to live in your heart. You're still fearful living in your head. So at that point, this is where I've been saying you need to let life trigger that energy in there, and get used to feeling uncomfortable, because as that energy gets triggered, you need in that point to let that emotion rise up, soften, take a deep breath, relax, and let that energy disappear. And then as you do that, initially that's hard. It's hard to climb up. It's going to take you a long time to climb up as we learn these skills and practices. But then what happens is very quickly you'll start speeding back towards your true path. And this is your true path here, and that's when you are aligned with your soul. And we all make vision boards, and this is our vision board up here. That's who you're aiming to be. That's your full potential when you flower, basically, reach full maturity. You can't reach full maturity when you've got all of this stuff weighing you down. So once we do the work, do the inner work to release all of that stored energy, then we can get back onto our soul path. And that doesn't mean you've got a free ride forever. That's just not the way life works. So then as we come up here, we're going along and we reach a problem. We deal with the problem fully, feel it fully, and we don't store any energy. We just let it pass through. We've dealt with it. There's no negative energy stored again. And again, we keep going, another problem. We deal with it and release the energy. So now we're not storing energy, and that's how we carry on this path of full potential. And that's just a constant journey, a constant growth. So again, it's this work here to release the energy, which is difficult, and it's in here, in this period here, before you wake up and decide I've had enough of this, and your life falls apart, whatever. That's where the shiny syndrome is, where you're just learning, and that's super exciting, learning things. But it's not until you actually let life trigger this bag of energy that's inside your body, and you learn to deal with that uncomfortable feeling, to let it disappear, so you can rise up and get back onto your soul path and live your life with purpose and ascend to the full potential of who you are. So I hope this diagram helps you. Diagrams certainly help me, and that's how I see the world, and that's how I see myself, and that's how I make sense of what's going on inside me, so that I can do this work. So yeah, I hope you have found that useful, guys. Love to get some comments from you to see if that was useful, because I'm certainly trying to hone my skills so I can teach other people. I was talking to a lady last night who just hit me up on Facebook after I commented from another website, and she was struggling, and I said, look, send me a message, I'd love to help you out. And after talking to her for a little bit, she gave me a story about feeling abandoned by her dad and whatever, and she's full of all these stories, painful stories, and I know they're painful. That pain that's in your body, that energy that's in your body, is painful. And after talking to her, she was really struggling with how to release this, and I said, look, I'm more than happy to help you, but I can't do the work for you. You have to do it. And I could tell that she was really fearful of doing it, and that's exactly why, because life triggers that energy, and it's got to come back, and you have to feel it fully, which at the time you stored it, it was painful, and that's why you stored it, because you couldn't handle it at the time. But now you have to be strong enough and brave enough and courageous enough to say, look, I've had enough. There's nothing. Like, now I can sit on my bed here. I'm sitting on my bed in my bedroom here, and you can feel the emotion come up, and it feels fearful, and it's not true. Like, I say that it feels fearful and it feels painful, but with the awareness saying to yourself, I'm sitting on my bed, nothing bad is going to happen to me, I can release this now. That's the approach you have to take, is get yourself in a quiet, safe place, get the emotion to come up, and you hold yourself in a safe place and say, I am safe, I've got this, I can let this go, nothing bad's going to come. Because your mind doesn't know the difference between that emotion that's rising up and the outside world. So it thinks there's something in the outside world that's causing you grief and pain, but that's not true. It's just an old story. It's old energy that's stuck inside you. So I hope that helps, guys. Again, I'm all about healing, and the only way to really skyrocket your life and reach full potential is to heal, and is not just to carry on. You can't just carry on in life and pretend there's nothing wrong. You can try, and I've done it. We've all, anyone who's ascended before me has done it, but you realize that the only way is to look at it, and it is painful, and that's where you do need a guide and support and a community around you to help you get through it. And I've certainly had my help and support, and I still do. So anyway, I'm rambling now, guys, so I hope you got something out of that, and I'll talk soon. And Christoph, I'm looking forward to your webinar on Saturday. I'll be there for sure. I do have another engagement, but I'll step out of that and make sure I join. I'll see you guys there. Cheers, guys. Catch up.